Settle squabbles with the goggles, battle like full throttle. Bugs to gobble, don't have to ask. She puts on the mask to face each task, ready to face an attack, won't come in last.
Welcome back to Salazar Art Nation. This is Frank. And a while ago, I posted some art that I've done of Captain Goggles, Masked Woman. I don't remember if I posted Captain Courage art recently, but I've done all that. And someone had asked me in the comments, and I didn't reply because I knew I was going to be eventually doing a video reply. So this is it. Someone asked me, "Oh, what are you doing with all these characters? What are you gonna do? Are you doing a comic?" And so we got one character here, Captain Goggles. We got Masked Woman and Captain Courage. Uh, so I'll answer all those questions. Am I doing a comic? Well, I've done comics, and yes, I am doing more comics. I have a comic, Captain Goggles and Masked Woman. It's in color, and thanks to many people and viewers, that comic was able to be produced, printed, in very good quality. I only have one copy left of that iteration of the comic, and that's my copy. That's the copy I put in a picture frame. But I do have the PDF available for purchase on Gumroad. And I know there was a time where I either had it for free or had it at a discount. I haven't checked Gumroad in a while, so there's a link in the description below, so if you want to go check that out. And you can see other comics that I've done. Most of them just have them as PDFs, but a lot of them were zines, mini comics. I even did a workshop here at the library where I am. It's a couple of years ago, and I had mini comics printed out, and I gave some away. And a later time, I sold what I had left over. So those stories of Captain Goggles and Masked Woman that made that one comic, uh, originally they were smaller mini comics, and so I just those were what I reprinted. So I can reprint, but right now I'm focusing on making some new stories with Captain Goggles and Masked Woman, and I am working on a mini comic with those characters. Uh, a lot of stuff has been happening, so I haven't been working on it regularly. It's not that long. It's just sitting down and getting, working on it. Sorry if I'm stuttering. I know I'm a polished speaker now, but I'm just tired. A lot of stuff has been going on. Good stuff. Uh, just this is my day to kind of unwind and relax and catch up on some work. But yes, so I am working on more comics and more stories, and I want to do more with Captain Courage, this guy. So with him, I did reprint some of the stories that I've already made that were available at one time in some anthologies. Uh, those editions of the anthology are no longer available to be purchased, and I just donated the copies I had to the library. So, um, but eventually, I do want to put those stories out uh, outside of an anthology, and but all that is work. It's stuff I'm working on. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, stuff I can't say yet, but I will. Good stuff, very good stuff. But yes, that's what I'm doing with these characters. That's part of it. The other thing that I'm doing, because I don't just draw these for. I mean, it's fun, but I don't just draw these for fun. I'm drawing them for a reason. So you did notice that I have them as these little paper miniature. Um, got Captain Goggles here. He doesn't have a proper back, so I just colored one side and the other is black or grayscale. Mascoman does have a back. I just made so many of these that it's, to go back and add backs to all of them, it's a pain. Anyways, I want to make a role playing game with Captain Goggles and Mascoman set in the world that they live in, and it's like a futuristic sci-fi world. Except in the comic that I had published and a lot of people bought, uh, you don't see that because building up to that. Um, Last all of those stories has kind of been on hold for different reasons. Uh, but I said, you know what, I can use what I have and make a role playing game. So that's another thing what I've been working on, doing art for the role playing game, and it's not going to be something elaborate. Like it's not going to be a thick book. It might be a zine. That's what I'm working on, an RPG zine with Captain Goggles and Masculine, where you can play in their world, and uh, Captain Goggles and Masculine will be NPCs. That's non-player characters, but if you wanted to play them as playable characters, you want to play as them, you can. You have that option. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just working on some paper miniatures, cutting them out, and I have like a little scenario, and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. All right, so these, I guess it's zone terrain. This is just paper. Uh, I found these online on Professor Dungeon Master from Dungeon Craft, the YouTube channel. He actually created the UDTs, Ultimate Dungeon Terrain, and these are just like paper versions that someone posted on the Discord that you can use in a virtual tabletop. But I download them, print them out, and cut them out, and these are not smaller. It just depends how big you want it, but I thought I'd use this to kind of like just show you what I'm planning on. So you don't have to use this type of terrain, but yeah, this is what I'm kind of working on right now. I'm just planning out possible encounters and scenarios that I could add that you would have the option of rolling, with some dice. I'm leaning towards the D20 and maybe a adding a D6. I mean, ideally, I would like to add all of these, but this is going to be something smaller. I don't want it to be too complicated. So a lot of these are just going to be random tables. But this stuff I'm just kind of working out. And so this is what I'm talking about. And look, I have different versions of Captain Goggles and Mask Woman here. Where, hey, roll on a chart that I'll provide. And, hey, they're going to encounter, some skeletons in this dungeon. So here's the skeletons. You gotta fight them. All right, well, it's Captain Goggles' turn. And he's gonna punch the skeleton. Ooh. So, yeah, he punches him, but, not very hard. Or maybe the skeleton just a little bit stronger. Maybe the skeleton dodged. And, yeah, he doesn't do that much damage. Well, Masked Woman can take a turn. And, Yeah, let's have her do some of her her ninja skills. 7. Okay, so you know, okay, she like does a kick. Oh, maybe knocks him down, but gets back up. So, is that exciting? Just different things you can do. This is just something I'm brainstorming. I was going to use not dungeon terrain, but maybe some maps. You can use whatever you want as terrain or as a board to play on, but I do like the ultimate dungeon terrain. I do make my own with a card with a foam board, and you can see some of that on my RPG channel. Roll for Turaco. But yes, so for the person that's asking, what do you plan on doing with these? This stuff like this. I'm working on a role playing game zine, and more comics. So that's what I've been working on art wise. Doing a bunch of other stuff too. So go check out Roll for Turaco if you want to see some of the other stuff I've been working on. And this guy isn't on there yet, but I'm gonna be working on some orc designs, and I turned this one into a paper miniature. It's actually bigger than this guy. I know. I mean, this guy is bigger, but they're not that much bigger. So this orc is bigger than Captain Courage. I mean, Captain Goggles. I forget which character. So yeah, if you want to go check out some role-playing game stuff, roll for Turaco. Well, that's it for Salazar Art Nation for today anyway. Well, make something, make comics, make games, be creative, make progress. No excuses. And we'll see you next time. So I do like this paper UDT. That's the dungeon. It's also a dungeon, just more simplified. And actually, I do have my own. When I made a UDT and I did the design on the paper that's on the foam board, and I was just gonna leave it like that, but it started peeling, so I took that off. So I have that. So I'm thinking I might use that as like paper terrain you can print out. Might have to scan it or just redo it on my laptop. Or you can print out and just hey, here's some paper, quick paper terrain, quick paper UDT. And I like the size of that one. This is a little bit too small, but yeah, might be something I'll do. That could be a video. We'll see. See you next time.
Settle squabbles with the goggles, battle like full throttle. Bugs to gobble, don't have to ask. She puts on the mask to face each test. Ready to face an attack, won't come in last.
Stay creative and check out my Instagram for updates.